Hey, gang, today we're going to be talking about rental property landlording sucks. Okay. Once again, why being a landlord sucks in America. Now, I'm a professional landlord. I love being a landlord. So, this is not a diss video, but it's going to talk about the untold truth about the business, the ugly side about the business. I don't care whatever business you do, there's going to be positives and there's going to be negatives. And today I want to talk about the negative sides of being a professional landlord. I've been a landlord since 2006, 7 was at the end, all the way to 2016, guys. So I did it for quite a while, and I want to share my experiences with you. One of the first things that sucks being a landlord is that whenever you do evictions and you go to the eviction court, the laws are usually and the judges are usually in the favor of the renter versus the landlord. So let me say that again. Even if you're doing a just eviction, okay, when you go to court, there's a chance that the judge will favor the the renter, okay, and that has happened many times. Even when I hired professional attorneys to go, or if I hired property management to go, that's just the way the laws are set up. Okay. Now, also, if you're doing evictions, end of the year, like by Christmas, then it's even going to be harder. There's going to be more delay. The judges are more um, aptitude to side with the renter and give him more time. Okay. So I know it sucks as a professional landlord. It sucks. That's why I'm telling you. The laws are set up for the renter more than the owner of the property. Now, being a landlord also sucks because you're just a target with money. Like, okay, everyone that you deal with thinks you're making a lot of money and they want to get your money. What do I mean? Let's say you're calling a locksmith, okay? And so if you let them know that you're a professional landlord, you have multiple properties, they're going to charge you a little bit more versus if you're just say, hey, I'm just calling in. Now you can call and negotiate and find a landlord, a locksmith that will do multiple deals for you, and you just use them. But if you just randomly call someone, and if they find out that you're a professional landlord, they want more money. Same thing what happens with plumbers. Same thing that happens with so many other contractors. They try to charge you a little bit more money than if it was just a mom and pop living there. Same thing with insurance. Like renters insurance is a lot more expensive than if I was living at the house policy. Same thing with getting a mortgage. If you're homesteading the property and you live there, the interest rate is a lot lower than if you go get a loan and this is going to be a rental unit. So simply put, whenever you become a professional landlord, you're going to have to pay more for stuff. If it's insurance, if it's loan generation interest, if it's contractors, now sometimes you can get better deals, this and that, but just know by rule of thumb, things are going to cost a lot more. Okay. Now, being a landlord also sucks because of insurance. Okay. Let's say you have multiple properties, you pay on them on time, and then tornado comes or hell comes. Well, and then you have to deal with the insurance companies. Before, when I got into the business of landlording, they had policies where you could pay a $500 deductible. You can't find those anymore. Today, they have policies where you have to pay 1%, 2%, 3% of the whole price of the property. Now, the house of the property is usually inflated than what the fair market value is. For example, if the fair market value is 100, when I insure, the insurance agent is going to tell me, no, the home is going to be worth 150 to repair it and put and rebuild it, etc. They always try to do a lot more, and that hurts you because not only is your policy premiums higher, but also your deductible. Whenever you pay that deductible, 1, 2, 3% off of a higher value, it's going to cost a lot of money. Now, the other side effect with insurance is that, dude, even if you have great insurance like I had, once things happen, for example, I had a situation when where my tenants kept flushing the toilets and water spilled everywhere, and it was contaminated water, and it costs a lot of money to get all that stuff done. I had to fork it over out of my own pocket and then beg the insurance companies, like back and forth, arguing for me to claim my money. And how long did it take? Over 2 years, guys, over 2 years. So like if you're not liquid, which is next point, if you're not liquid, there's no reason to do landlording, because landlording sucks up money. You know, it just sucks up money. That's what it is. It's a money sucker, because if something breaks, let's say, you know, a little wire in your home or your AC or water tank, it's not gonna just cost 100, 200 bucks. It's gonna cost thousands to fix. So you got to have liquid. You got to be liquid if you want to be a landlord. Okay, if you're tight on money, you're living paycheck to paycheck, then there's no reason to be a landlord, guys. There's just no reason. Okay, because renters will not pay, things will break down, there's vacancies, there's repairs, there's evictions. So you got to have cash on you to be able to. It's like having a baby. You know what I mean? Like a baby, you know, you got to have milk to give it to it. If you don't got the milk, you don't have the cash, then guess what? There's no reason to get in the game of being a landlord, which is what now. That's different idea versus having the cash to buy the property. Okay, there's two types of cash you need. You're gonna need the purchase price, or you can get it cash, or you can get a loan, or you can do creative financing, which I specialize in, because what I do is I target motivated sellers and I work with them. So basically there's 3 ways to come up with a purchase price, right? Maybe 4. You can get into debt from a bank, you can pay cash for it, you know, you can get your friends and family, or you can use creative financing, okay? Which is what I do. Now, once the acquisition is done, once I got the property, right? Now, I still need to have liquid reserves to be able to babysit this house. Like, you know, it's like a baby, you got to give it milk. Why? Because there's vacancies, things break, insurance company can screw you. And I'm telling you, they will screw you, dude. That's what insurance companies do. Their whole business is to get premiums, to invest it on markets and get big returns and pay the least amount as possible. I don't care what your insurance company is, you know, having multiple properties, dealing with different insurance companies is, end of the day, you better be able to self-insure your property and then wait around to get your premium. Now, maybe your first time you do a eviction, or a claims, it's really fast, but you know, you have multiple houses, right? And you have an umbrella policy and the whole thing gets hit. Well, dude, it's going to take a while. They may not want to pay because it's thousands and thousands of dollars, multiple homes. And so you better have the money to pay or you're going to be in trouble. So it sucks because you have to have liquid babysit money. Okay. And there's no dice there. Now, let's talk about some other things that sucks. If you have any questions, comments, leave it. I'll be happy to answer it for you. Being a landlord also sucks because you become a big target for lawsuits, for creditors, for many different, you know, shady characters, right? You know, you've seen the advertisement that says, have you been bitten by a bee? Call me. I'll get $40,000-$50,000, right? You know, these attorneys, the ambulance chasers. So we live in a society where, you know, if you're a landlord, then you're just a target for lawsuits and creditors, and it could not even be your own fault. People just want some money, okay? So that's why it sucks being a landlord. Now, once again, I love real estate. I'm just bringing out the side of the business that most people don't talk about, right? There's a lot of good stuff about being a landlord, but this video is not it, okay? This video is about all the cons of being a landlord, and there's plenty of them, right? The other thing is that, you know, renters, once they know you're the landlord, or, you know, whoever the landlord is, they have this feeling of like you done them wrong. Like just like if you ask renters about their landlords, they always hate their landlords. So there's like this stereotypical stigma or customary emotional attachment that says if you're a landlord, then you're a shitty person. And that's what most people think. If you're a landlord, you're a shitty person. And so you have that little baggage you always got to deal with, right? If you're a landlord and you're dealing with renters, they always think that, you know, you're a scum or something, or you're trying to get over them, no matter if you're trying to hook them up, okay? Now, other things that sucks about being a landlord. People can break into your homes, guys. I mean, and here's the thing, and I talked about insurance. Now, when you have a vacancy, this is not financial advice or legal advice, but from my experience is what has happened to me, or I've seen properties that we managed through my brokerage firm when we had, and we see that happen to other landlords. Okay, so I've seen situations where landlords have a vacancy, and after like certain amount of time, I think it's like 30 days, but again, I'm not an attorney, I'm not trying to give you financial advice. After a certain amount of time, that policy that they have now, it's not going to cover vandalism or things like that, because someone has to live there. So you got to get this little gap policy or something like that, right? Which costs a lot of more money. So if you have vacancies and the house sits there for like 2 or 3 months, and then there's a vandalism, like someone breaks in, takes your AC, or squats or damages the property, it's really hard to collect from insurance. Okay, now people say I can sue them, this and this. Yes, you can do all that great stuff. You can go against the mammoths of the world, you know, the men controllers, and maybe you could win. But meanwhile, you need to get that situation fixed. Okay, so there's a lot of different headaches that go with being a landlord. It's not always sunshine. It's not always gravy. Now, I love being a landlord. I love passive income. I don't, you know, it's way better than having a job, without a doubt. I'm not saying being a landlord sucks. It's really way better than having a job. It's way better than working for the man, because I can do whatever I want to do and the money will still come in. Now, there's a lot of responsibilities with it, okay? There's a lot of liabilities with it. And for example, I had properties where renters would, this is another thing that sucks being a landlord. For example, you have renters, and if this is something I learned, that if you don't have it in your contract, if you're going to go on there, cut the grass, they're probably not going to cut it for you. And it depends on what city you live in. The code inspector is going to give you tickets. You know, I had a situation where I had this renter, man, he would never cut his grass. And guess what? I was the one getting the citations, not him, dude. Okay. Over and over. Okay. Now, again, I could evict them. I could pay the attorney's fees. I can pay the court costs. I can pay the constable to enforce it. But end of the day, I'm paying, right? Then the property is going to be vacant. I'm paying, right? So it's a very tough situation. Okay. Delicate situation. You know, you want to be really tough, but at the same time, if the area is not really renting out real good, and then you don't want it to be real tough. Like if it's not moving season, like right now, it's not moving season, right? So if you have a vacancy, that's another thing what sucks being a landlord. Like if you have vacancies in the middle of non-moving season, which is like when school starts, this non-moving season, then it's really, really hard to rent your property out, okay? Because everyone, well, most people have already moved and your house is vacant. So if you get around October, November, December, well, dude, you got to wait for a while to get another property. Now, it depends on where you are in the situation of the property, and if you have a low-end property versus higher-end property, etc. But on the normal basis, real estate sales, real estate rentals happen in the busy season, which is spring and summer versus winter, guys, okay? Other things that sucks about being a landlord is that, let me see, guys, I freestyle all this stuff. It's kind of cold. Let me see if I forgot anything. If I forgot anything, mention some of it. I mean, shit breaking down sucks, right? Evictions suck, but they're just part of the business, right? If you don't filter good, you got to evict. Even if you filter amazingly, you still got to evict, because people's situation changes. Sometimes they lose their job. Sometimes they're going to divorce, and, you know, they didn't expect that. Eviction sucks. You know, paying vacancy suck. I mean, just to pay for vacancy, that sucks. Dealing with bitchy, shitty ass customers, you know, renters, that really sucks. You know, dealing with the city, that sucks. You know, let me see. I think that should be about it, guys. I'm sure there's other things that sucks, but since it's cold out here, the blood's not flowing, guys. Anyways, guys, if you're interested in finding deals where you become a landlord, or if you want to wholesale deals or whatever you want to do, and if you're new, then you should think about joining my profit sharing coaching, guys. We meet every Saturday right from your computer. I give you all the tools you need to make your business successful without the debt, guys, without the hard money lender, without the credit cards. Okay, I show you how I've taught myself and my other students how to use imagination, creativity to be their dreams in America. And all it requires is a lot of hard work. Now, if you got what it takes and you want to put the hard work in, then join my profit sharing. If you're an excuse maker and you're always making excuses, then please don't join, dude. We're not looking for you. Okay, sorry. Thanks for watching, though. Where can you go sign up? MrNoFluff.com, MrNoFluff.com. Profit sharing, guys. The special right now is $76 a month. This is a $3,000 a month coaching program that I'm letting you guys have it for 76. And what we're going to do is we're going to work together and we're going to split the profits on the deals. It doesn't matter if you're in California, if you're in Oklahoma, you're in Chicago, you're in New York, you're in Denver, Colorado. It doesn't matter where you guys are. There's motivated people everywhere, especially in the upcoming crash that we're already experiencing right now as I'm talking, guys. Okay. So if you're interested, finding deals, wholesaling, being a landlord, doing fix and flips without the bank debt, and you want to work with Homeowners Direct so they become your private bank, private lender. They're not going to ask for your credit card. They're not going to ask for your Social Security. They're not going to ask for any of that stuff because you negotiate. You're not going to a bank. You're dealing with a Homeowner Direct. If you're interested in that, then join my profit sharing at MrNoFluff.com. Thank you.